This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. Thank you all for subscribing to the new channel. Again, this is where my new content is going to be here on YouTube for the time being. Let's continue exposing what's going on in the world, the real things going on in the world, not the fake crap that they constantly are shoving down our throats, which they don't want us questioning, which is why channels like mine continue to get shut down or demonetized and get strikes for no reason. They don't want people waking up. That being said, there's a few things in the news I want to discuss here. Obviously, I've talked about C19. I can't talk about that here on YouTube anymore. That's one of the things I'm not doing. So I talk about that over on the website. There's 2 new strands of it. Absolutely ridiculous. So if you want to see that content, go over there. And one of the things I brought up again over there, and I'm bringing up here, is that military has been deployed in all of the states here in America. And it's important that people are aware of this, because any type of event that occurs on inauguration day, they will deploy martial law. Maybe it will only be in that specific city, but I wouldn't be surprised if there's multiple things that are created again by them that would force them to do what they want. Because again, it's not force. This is them tricking people into wanting this. Like I said from the get-go, they are making people want martial law. They're making people want to take away people's rights to free speech, because everybody's a soft cupcake and it's hate speech now. No one can defend themselves. But when it comes to what other people say, like, people people with difference of opinion, as long as it fills into the Antichrist narrative, the love, nonsensical garbage that they spew, especially here on YouTube, then everybody's all for it, and there's no censorship for them. It's hypocritical. It's a joke. But with martial law deployed, free speech is gone, the right to assemble is gone, the right to bear arms is gone, and you're in a military state. I've talked about it years past. Celebrities have been socially engineering people to want martial law, from that Rosie O'Donnell and all these other people in these liberal mainstream social media or social engineers have been getting people to want martial law and ask for it. So if this does go down this week, like a lot of us think it will, some type of event. I mean, they're hinting way too much at it. It would really make no sense unless they just want to do it as another censorship pull or to make us look like we're crazy. But the simple fact is they're deploying National Guard all around the country, and everyone should be aware of it. If something happens, understand who's behind it. It's from within. And if something doesn't happen, then it's just another way to prepare people to get used to this, and to get used to, seeing the military outside their state capitals, to literally making this country look like a movie, a military state movie. You got the barbed wire fence around the White House. And I mean, it's unbelievable. I mean, it really, truly is. So I wanted to bring that up just so people are aware if you aren't aware. And before I get into something that you guys have to see, which is ridiculous, one other thing as far as the military goes, I covered this today on my website. And I'm just going to show a clip here because I couldn't stop laughing when I saw this. When all this stuff happened at Capitol Hill, I did a video that day. And the next day, the first thing I said was that it was comical because these people were hanging off walls like Spider-Man, literally, like just climbing walls, hanging. And I said, this is obviously a military operation. They literally are coming out now saying that the people who were, heading the charge and doing this stuff were ex-military veterans with military training, with special forces training. And they just all decided to form a militia together, which is, and they're saying how extreme it is and how it's worse. It's more scarier than Al-Qaeda and all that kind of stuff. It's unbelievable because they literally, once again, created an event, and they look like buffoons because of the way that the things that people were doing. These aren't normal people. Don't just show up, climb walls like that, jump. I mean, it's ridiculous to think that these people didn't have military training. And that's what I was talking about when it first happened. And now they're coming out talking about it. So, I mean, you can't make some of this stuff up, can you? I mean, they're pretty much admitting that the military had involvement, but they're saying, oh, these were just like refugees. These guys went rogue on their own. Tell me more. Give me a break. Another thing I wanted to discuss here, because it has to be discussed, amongst all of this nonsense going on, right? And I think we all could feel pretty uneasy that something's going to go down soon. This story has literally just come out. We aren't even going to believe this. Take a guess who owns the largest amount of farmland in the United States of America. Take one guess. Yeah, you might not have guessed right, but guess again. Here he is. Ready? Bill Gates. Bill Gates owns the largest portion of farmland in America, specifically in Arkansas. Now you might say, well, Arkansas, because that's what I said. Well, what's normally farmed in Arkansas, right? Because different states farm different things based on the agriculture and the weather and stuff like that. Arkansas is a major producer of crops. Besides being the largest producer of rice in the U.S., it's a major producer of soybeans, right? As well as corn and a few other things. So you get your high fructose corn syrup, which makes everyone fat and sick. But of course you get soy, because what have I been talking about? With these not real meat foods filled with soy, so much soy, it's unbelievable. That there's actually stories about men growing breasts and things like that. So what a surprise. And of all the people who would own the most farmland, it makes perfect sense that it would be the guy who founded Microsoft. The same guy who is at the head of the movement to get people jabbed. The same guy whose father was one of the founders of Planned Parenthood. Control the food, control the vax, Planned Parenthood, microchip technology. Boy, none of these are suspicious things. This is just a really talented guy. He's all over the map. What's next? Is the CEO of PepsiCo going to suddenly be the next Martha Stewart and, make linen sheets? I mean, boy, this guy's got talent. Boy. So he owns all the farmland, which is frightening. This is frightening. Bill and Melinda Gates are taking on the new title of the biggest farmland owners in the U.S., with a good chunk of that ownership being in Arkansas. The Gates family has a total of 242,000 acres in the United States. Do you know how many acres that is? For those of you that don't know acreage, a normal house in a development is on 1 acre, if that. That's if you have a little bit of room between the houses. The way they're making houses now, most people's houses are on 0.5 of an acre. It's controlling the resources. And I mean, think about these people. Why would they not want to control? I wouldn't want to control the resources because I'm not a scumbag and I'm not, trying to poison the world. But when these people control the farmland, which means they control what's going into the food, which means if this guy's controlling the soy, he's just shoving soy in every product, is what this country is doing and the FDA is doing. And he's at the face. He is literally the face of the jab movement that's going on in this country. And on top of it, the guy is the microchip technology, and he's the face of the soy burger. I mean, can you make this stuff up? You can't. You can't script it, and nobody questions it, and nobody says boo. They just follow protocol like the zombies that they are. So those are just some stories I wanted to talk about. I'm interested in seeing your take on the fact that Bill Gates owns the most farmland in America, and you can see how into it he is and invested in this. Guy's got a lot of time. I don't know if he's got a lot of clones, or it must be all that adrenochrome he's getting. He must not sleep much, because this guy you can't make it up. I mean, you just can't. You can't. So while he's getting ready to inject the nation, while he's getting ready to microchip the nation, while he's getting ready to soy up the nation, he is also gathering as much land as possible to use as farmland. And we're supposed to believe we're overpopulated, by the way. Wink, wink. And on top of that, his father is famous and rich for starting Planned Parenthood. Can't be an occultist, can't be a Satanist. No way, no how. That wouldn't make any sense, now would it? Please, if people only ask questions and put one and one together, put one and one together, put two and one together. Simple math. Use common sense here. They don't even care anymore. They're not hiding any of it anymore because they know that nobody cares at this point. And that's how they're allowed to get away with this stuff, allowed to censor, allowed to take away free speech, creating psyops all over the place. Amazing. So I remind everyone, please check out the website at callforuprising.com if you haven't already. Please consider becoming a member. It's well worth it for $2.99.